Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain tonight. We're gonna let it rain tonight. We're gonna let it just like the sunrise. We're gonna let it out.
Hello there guys, this is Saif Ahmed and I'm your Warangal biker from Warangal. So these are the two motorcycles which are ruling the market and winning the hearts of numerous people. Well, the Honda CB350 and the Royal Enfield. So numerous people were asking me to compare these two motorcycles and tell them which one is the better. So come on, let's start by talking about these two amazing and wonderful motorcycles. So coming to the Honda CB350, well, this was actually launched to target the 350cc segment in the Indian market. Well, and the ruler of the 350 segment in India and the highest sold 350cc motorcycle is the Classic 350. So is the Honda CB350 a better motorcycle? Well, let's find out. So when we start talking about the comfort, well, both these motorcycles have the similar seat height. This one is around 800 mm and Classic 350 का आपको 805 mm आ जाता है. And when it comes to the tank capacity, let's talk about the practicality first. So this bike gets a tank capacity of 15.2 liters, whereas the Royal Enfield Classic has tank capacity of 13 liters. So here Honda has a plus point because it's 2.2 liter more. Iska matlab you're gonna have more tank range compared to the Royal Enfield Classic 350. Another thing when it comes to Honda is that I think, yeah, let's talk about the tires. Ye Honda ka front tire, yeah, it's 19 inch, and when it comes to Royal Enfield, yeah, it is also 19 inch. But the rear tire, okay, of the Classic 350, it's an 18 incher I guess, but 120 mm, right? And when it comes to Honda, यहाँ पर आपको 130 mm का टायर मिल जाता है, and yeah, roughly 18 inches का रिम है. तो यहाँ पर आपको थोड़ा सा बेटर रहेगा मतलब Honda के मामले में. And one more benefit of the Honda CB350 is that you're gonna get tubeless tires as standard here, but for Royal Enfield you get it for some models such as the matte black one and ye chrome. This is the top model and you have to pay around 14 to 15,000 extra if you want to get tubeless tires. But when it comes to the headlight throw, you know, honestly speaking, you know, this bike has a better looking headlamp, but when it comes to practicality, the Royal Enfield Classic, you know, has an advantage here because इसका halogen headlamp है and इसका throw. Personally, you know, मेरे को Royal Enfield का headlamp अच्छा लगा and Honda has to improve on its you know, headlamp focus because I too own a Honda CB350 RS and I also have a Royal Enfield Bullet 350 1989 model, and the old Bullet 1989 model का headlamp throw मेरी Honda CB350 RS से अच्छा है. And coming to the ground clearance, okay, लगभग मेरे को as far as I think इसका around 165 mm है and इसका around 170 mm है. हो सकता है 5 mm का डिफरेंस हो, लेकिन यहाँ पर एक छोटा सा मेरे को ये लगा कि ये जो प्लेट है रॉयल एनफील्ड की, ओके, ये आपको इंजन से प्रोटेक्ट करेगी, मतलब इंजन को प्रोटेक्ट करेगी. इनफैक्ट यहाँ पर आपको होंडा लोअर पाइप्स देता है. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंजन प्रोटेक्शन बोथ दीज बाइक्स आर रियली गुड. कमिंग टू द क्रैश गार्ड्स, यू नो, रॉयल एनफील्ड के क्रैश गार्ड्स भी काफ़ी अच्छे होते हैं एंड होंडा के भी, मतलब यू नो प्रैक्टिकलिटी वाइज बोथ आर रियली गुड. एंड यहाँ पर आपको लोअर पाइप भी आ रहा है इंजन को, वेराज इसको आपको लाइक रॉयल एनफील्ड का प्लेट आ रहा है. एंड कमिंग टू द फ्रंट सस्पेंशन ऑफ दिस बाइक्स, बोथ ऑफ देम get a telescopic front suspension, right? It is covered, so काफ़ी beefy दिखते हैं दो bikes के भी suspension. अब यहाँ पर many people keep on saying that Honda has actually copied Royal Enfield, but no. See people, Honda also has its own history of retro motorcycles. So काफ़ी लोग मेरे को ये बोल रहे हैं कि इसकी वजह से ये जो है लाइक ये वर्टिकल एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल इसको भी है तो ये क्लासिक की कॉपी कर रहा है होंडा. नहीं, देखिए एवरी रेट्रो मोटरसाइकिल हैज़ ये सपोर्टिंग ब्रैकेट्स बोलते हैं आप इसको, ये हर मोटरसाइकिल में होते हैं. इवन जहाँ तक मेरे को मालूम है यामाहा RD350 RX100 में भी आते हैं. सो इट डजंट मीन कि यामाहा हैज़ ऑल्सो कॉपीड रॉयल एनफील्ड. नो, दिस आर द बेसिक नेसेसिटीज, राइट. ये मडगार्ड को अपनी जगह पर रहने के लिए होते हैं. एंड यू गेट साइड रिफ्लेक्टर्स फॉर बोथ दीज मोटरसाइकिल्स. नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू द ब्रेकिंग डिपार्टमेंट, both these bikes, I mean, this is the top model of Royal Enfield Classic 350, I think chrome bronze है, right? Bronze, yeah. So sorry, मैं थोड़ा mispronounce कर दिया था. So this one, gets around 300 mm of like bigger disc. इसको 310 mm आता है. And ये दो बाइक्स को भी dual channel ABS आता है. लेकिन Honda has a slight plus point over here because इसमें ना you get like two models for CB350 base and this one. So this is the top model. Even for the basic model of Honda CB350 you get dual channel ABS as standard, but for Royal Enfield there are some models which don't get dual channel ABS as standard. You have to pay extra for that. Alright, although yeah, they are very practical, but personally I feel that यहाँ पर Honda has an advantage in terms of safety because imagine if you are riding at ऐसी रोड पे अगर आप चला रहे हो तो एकदम से व्हील लॉक होने पर गिर सकते हैं बाइक पे से. सो practicality wise Honda is doing a bit like smarter things here to attract customers. and यहाँ पर और एक important चीज़ ये है कि comfort की जब बात आती है, so both these bikes have like foot pegs which are slightly forward set, so this is going to aid in comfort, right? Whereas same is the case with the Honda CB350, right? इसके foot pegs भी they are like almost center set, which is going to aid in a lot of comfort, right? And coming to the durability of these motorcycles, honestly मेरे को ये लग रहा है कि both these bikes are really proven. And Royal Enfield, yeah, it has recently moved to J series engines recently, so vibrations have significantly reduced, right? But when it comes to Honda, you really have a refined engine compared to Enfield, and there are few features which are like present in Honda which are not present in Royal Enfield. For instance, Honda has got, the CB350, Highness, RNs and the CB350, they got assistant slipper clutch which aids in better downshifting and smoother clutch, whereas Royal Enfield may you miss that feature. And you also get Honda's like selectable torque control, मतलब more or less traction control system Royal Enfield में आपको नहीं आता है. तो यहाँ पर थोड़े पॉइंट्स में Honda slightly has an upper hand compared to Royal Enfield. And coming to the power, I think Uday इसका power somewhere around 20.7 bhp and this one is around 20.2 bhp, right? And the torque for this is somewhere around 29.7 newton meters and this is somewhere around 27 newton meters. Honda में थोड़ा 3000 rpm पर ही आ जाता है torque. For this it is around 4000 rpm, right? And coming to the seating, people, honestly I've ridden this bike earlier. Comfort wise both are actually good, and यहाँ पर I've been seeing numerous reviewers saying that Honda lacks a soul. ये वो मतलब बड़े बड़े channels वाले they are saying that Honda is not good, Royal Enfield is good. See people, यहाँ पर we have to be very neutral, right? It's not about being biased towards one brand or being a fanboy or a hardcore typical fanatic for a brand, because यहाँ पर ना we talk the truth about motorcycles. We are not going to become a fanboy and say oh no, only Honda is good, only Royal Enfield is good. No, every company does its best to manufacture motorcycles and we need to respect them. So यहाँ पर उदय, like what else did you like about your motorcycle? Hill and toe shifter तो दोनों को भी आता है. That's a big convenience. మన की ముందు కూడా వెనక కూడా, right? So hill and toe ఉంటే మనకి gear shifting లో కూడా it's going to be very easier. But yeah, when it comes to looks, both these bike look like really like heavy. And do you get a USB charger for your Royal Enfield today? Okay, you have it. Okay, even this bike has it. Okay, right here. And when you turn the ignition on, right, let's look at the instrument cluster, right? So okay, you've got the hazard here. Okay, but the good thing that here is यहाँ पर ना you get like firing type LED, you know, like winkers, कुछ भी बोलो आप, they look actually good. But for Enfield, okay, you don't get that, but it has its own look, you know. It looks beautiful, it looks charming, and it has been carrying its legacy forward since the older models, right? And this is being even continued now. And you know, honestly saying, Royal Enfield का fan base India में काफ़ी ज़्यादा है compared to Honda. Yeah, like there have been certain complaints with the previous models, like oil leakages, chassis being, you know, like broken. But now, I personally feel that the you know, like the new Classic with the J series engine is way better than the previous models. So और क्या चीज़ें हैं, like you know, सीट कंफर्ट, वेल मेरे को तो दोनों भी अच्छे लगे. एंड यहाँ पर ना एग्जॉस्ट की जब बात आती है, मैं आपको बाइक्स को ना साइड बाय साइड रखकर एग्जॉस्ट नोट सुनाऊंगा. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द एग्जॉस्ट नोट, अभी मैं आपको एग्जॉस्ट की साउंड सुनाऊंगा. क्लासिक 350, renowned for its thump. Okay, it takes a full swipe, right? That legacy is still being carried forward. Good job Royal Enfield. You know, कितना silent and you know, वही मतलब you feel that heaviness of the Royal Enfield. You know, Bullet जैसा ही sound करता है Classic, because you know now even the newer models of the Bullet, they have the same J series engine. Okay, let's rev it. Oh, really good. I don't think the J series has any vibrations compared to the previous models, which were like mini vibrators and had a lot of issues. This J series does not have like any issues, because I've been like closely in touch with many Royal Enfield, even you, I've been in touch with you, so you never complained about this motorcycle. And you also have an oil inspection window here. That's really good. Okay, so let's start the Honda CB350 now. Okay, so both of these bikes get you know, like tank pads, okay, for grip. So contemporary retro motorcycle from Honda. This is quite mild. Okay, let me start it. See, you see like a more relaxed nature. You know, you don't see like a heaviness. Okay, so a refined engine, right, and a smoother exhaust. You know, by its nature, I think it's innate with Honda. I think the main thing with Honda is that the engine is very refined and the exhaust is making the sound. Okay, but with Royal Enfield, the engine itself is like quite different. Okay, so yeah, coming to the gearing, Uday, I forgot to talk about the gearing. You know, many people say that Honda does not have proper pickup. No, see, the main thing is that the CB350 has a longer gearing ratio. I mean, you can do 40 to 45 kilometers per hour in the first gear, but for Classic, the gearing is very different. You know, this is the main reason why people sometimes, you know, criticize Honda, that saying no, we don't feel that the bike is powerful. No, that is actually a long stroke engine. This is also a long stroke, but not as you know, long stroke as the Honda. So honestly, I on my CB350 RS, I do around 120 in the fourth gear, and I put the fifth gear after 110 or 120. But with the Enfield, it's a different scenario. Both bikes are sweetly tuned, right? Coming to the suspension, I personally like the suspension in both these motorcycles. You know, I'm not having any complaints with the suspension. But people saying that brands are copying each other is utter nonsense, because Honda also has its own rich legacy. Okay, not in India, but in other countries. You know, it's even, it manufactures sports bikes, you know, so it's way ahead in terms of tech. That is why, Uday, it is giving, you know, assistant slipper clutch, you know, like traction control. These are very important features, you know. These are added advantages which you get when you purchase a Honda, right? And coming to the overall looks, you know, you look at these two bikes from different angles. Okay, so ये वारंगल है, तेलंगाना, जैसा आप देख सकते हैं, दो बाइक्स भी वारंगल रजिस्टर्ड है. आप मेरे को बोलिए कौन सी बाइक ज़्यादा मस्कुलर लग रही है. Honestly, Uday, not being prejudiced, but I personally feel that Honda is looking slightly beefier and stronger than your Classic. Nevertheless, your bike is also looking good, but Honda is looking better. That is what I mean to say. But you know, if you want to stick to pure retro vibes, then Royal Enfield is the bike you need to go for. But people, coming to the verdict, right? Many people are skeptical that what am I going to say after the, you know, comparison. I might have forgotten few things, but please excuse me if I forgot to tell you something. But honestly speaking, you know, the on-road price of your, what was the on-road price today?
2,70,000.
Yes, can I film you?
2,75,000.
2,75,000. Which model is it?
Chrome bronze.
Chrome bronze. And year.
It is year 2024.
2024. Okay, you got it in 2024. Okay, so even that is 2024 there. I think that bike is also around 2.7. So yours was exactly how much with accessories?
2,75,000.
274. Even that is 2.7 there. So let's say, okay, they'll also give you one like windscreen for Honda. So coming at that price bracket, the big question is which one should I buy? See, your decision is going to be upon yourself. But if you ask me personally, people, I'm going to be quite pragmatic, practical here. If you have a Royal Enfield showroom near you, right, because Honda, you know, though it's a better bike because it is offering more features, right, slightly better quality, slightly better ride quality. So the thing with Honda is that you have very limited big wing centers, right? So in fact, Honda is a, you know, like better bike, but the thing comes when it comes to servicing, right? Because I see many people saying that Honda big wing is 120 kilometers away from their residence. But you know, if you have a Royal Enfield showroom near you, if you're not willing to travel to such, you know, far distances, you better get the Royal Enfield Classic. But if you have a big wing showroom in your city, right, if you want a better value for money, then you need to go with the Honda CB350. That is my, you know, like personal opinion. I'm not having any grudge against Royal Enfield, you know. Yeah, earlier models, yeah, they did have few issues, but now, you know, the Classic is, you know, way too different and newer and more modern and sophisticated compared to the older models. So like I said, Honda is better in which aspects? Firstly, like I said, the bigger tank, better mileage, right? We forgot to talk about the mileage and maintenance, right? So coming to the mileage, I always extract, Uday, mostly I extract around 43 to 42 in eco mode at a speed of 80 to 90 in the fourth gear, right? What is your expectation of mileage with your bike? Like, I hope you also get around 35 on the highway easily. 30 to 35. Okay, that is your feedback. So I've been practically testing my Honda 350 RS. Though it has got a 150 mm rear tire, it gives some good mileage. So I'm not saying, you know, like this is bad, but yeah, comparatively it has a slightly lesser mileage, right? And bigger tank and better tank range, right? Because 15.2 liters ante 2 liters manam reserve lo pettukunna fuel pump kosam, it's going to work in the favor, right? And next thing, like I said, assistant slipper clutch, this is not there. So bigger tank, better mileage, assistant slipper clutch, traction control, right? These things combined with, you know, you also got some emergency braking system in this. I mean, just in case if you like pull the brake when you're at a very high speed, all the indicators start blinking automatically in the Honda. That is not there in Royal Enfield, I guess, right? And one more important thing in the favor of Honda is that you get like tubeless tires by default for every model. But for Royal Enfield, you know, you need to pay, even for the top model, I think you need to pay 14,000 extra. So combining all these things, so that I personally feel that the Honda CB350 is a better motorcycle, better value for money motorcycle, and you know, this Honda can outperform Royal Enfield in many aspects, right? The only thing which I would say for Honda is that trying to work on their headlamps, because, you know, they are not so good, honestly. And coming to the maintenance, that is the last part, okay. The Honda is slightly on the heavier side, because, you know, what price do you pay for paid service? So that, do you remember, like how much do you pay for a paid service?
I think probably 3,000.
3,000. Oh, paid service.
For third service.
Fourth service.
Third.
I mean, third paid or third free? Free. You paid 3,000. Maybe your bike had some works, I think, because Royal Enfield's maintenance cost is quite decent. So I too paid for my bikes, like, you know, like I think second paid service. It was around 3,200, something like that. I personally feel that, you know, Honda big wing charges slightly premium over Royal Enfield when it comes to service cost. That might be, you know, like 400 or 500 rupees extra. That is because, you know, you're purchasing a bigger brand, you know, because Honda also manufactures super bikes, and, you know, not in every Honda big wing, but in many Honda big wing showrooms, you also see that the Honda NX500, the Transalp, Honda, like, you know, earlier you also had the CBR 650R and CBR 1000RR. So this is a bike from that family. So I personally feel that I have trust in Honda more compared to Royal Enfield. That doesn't mean that I don't trust Royal Enfield. I trust it, but like I said again and again, when it comes to pure value for money, the Honda CB350 is simply a better motorcycle, and it's the winner in today's comparison. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, people. I hope we have covered numerous aspects, okay? Suspension, ground clearance, right? And ride quality, right? And mileage, maintenance, seat height, pillion comfort, yeah. It's like similar for both. I didn't feel much difference, right? And looks wise, okay, even that is looking quite, you know, I mean, the CB350 looks a bit, you know, beefier, right? So that's it for today, people. All right, so at the end, okay, do what your heart says. Don't just consider my opinion. In my opinion, yeah, the Honda is better. Even realistically, I think Honda should be better. This should be accepted by you. Even if you choose Royal Enfield, maybe your heart is saying that. So that's it for today, people. Ride safe, God bless, take care, and goodbye.